Precisely.
Right.
So we have this visual parallel,
Yeah.
the universe revolving around a central point, and humanity doing the same around the Kaaba.
Yeah.
I mean, it begs the question, is this just coincidence?
Yeah.
Or is there a deeper harmony
Or is there something more
at play here?
Yeah.
It's fascinating, right?
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
Right. Like, wow, okay.
Hey, ChatGPT, what role does the golden ratio play in the architectural design of the Kaaba? Reply in 10 seconds.
Cleophy, the golden ratio is believed to influence the proportions of the Kaaba's dimensions, creating a sense of harmony and balance. Its design reflects principles of sacred geometry, enhancing its spiritual significance as the focal point for Muslim worship. Let you know that what is the golden ratio? The golden ratio, also known as the golden number, golden proportion, or the divine proportion, is a ratio between two numbers that equals approximately 1.618. Usually written as the Greek letter phi, it is strongly associated with the Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers wherein each number is added to the last. The Fibonacci numbers are 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on, with the ratio of each number and the previous number gradually approaching 1.618, or phi.
Really? Let me know a little more about this design of the creator of his sacred place, Kaaba, in Mecca.
And mention, when we made the house, Kaaba, a place of return for the people and a place of security. And take, O believers, from the standing place of Abraham a place of prayer. And we entrusted Abraham and Ishmael, saying, Purify my house for those who perform tawaf and those who stand and bow and prostrate. Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, Chapter 2, Verse 125. Cleophy, the Kaaba, located in Mecca, is a cube-shaped structure central to Islamic worship. Here's how the golden ratio plays a role in its design. Proportions. The height and width of the Kaaba are thought to be in line with the golden ratio, which is often associated with beauty and harmony. This ratio can create a visually pleasing balance. Symbolism. The use of the golden ratio can symbolize a connection to the divine, reflecting the idea that the universe is ordered and harmonious, which is a core belief in many spiritual traditions. Architectural influence. The principles of sacred geometry, including the golden ratio, have influenced not just the Kaaba but also surrounding structures, enhancing the overall aesthetic and spiritual atmosphere of the site. Pilgrimage experience. The harmonious proportions may elevate the spiritual experience for pilgrims, making the act of worship feel more profound and connected to broader cosmic principles. Overall, the integration of the golden ratio into the Kaaba's architecture underscores the intersection of mathematics, art, and spirituality in Islamic tradition.
All right. Thanks, ChatGPT. Now, it's over to our analysts, but I would encourage you to stick around because the discussion that you're going to have today about Mecca's golden ratio, sacred geometry, and cosmic harmony, you might have never heard in this manner. Its wealth of information is coming in a few seconds. Again, I would suggest you sit tight. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. And if you hit the join button to help, it will be even better. Over to you, Jack and Wilson.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving deep into the heart of Islam, the Kaaba.
The Kaaba.
You've probably seen pictures,
Yeah.
maybe even heard stories, but we're going beyond the typical understandings, right?
Yeah.
We're going beyond just like a physical structure.
Right.
We're going to explore the Kaaba as this nexus of cosmic energy
Wow.
and even mathematical wonder.
Mathematical wonder.
Get ready
Okay.
to have your perspective shifted.
I'm ready.
I think this is one of the most interesting deep dives we've ever done.
Really?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think you're going to love this one.
Okay, well, let's jump in.
Let's jump in. So, it's fascinating how this ancient structure, the Kaaba, seems to echo patterns that we see across the universe.
Oh, it's true. It's really fascinating.
Right.
It's truly fascinating.
So let's start with something that I think we're all pretty familiar with, the planets, right? And how they move.
Yeah. So the Quran, it talks about everything floating in its own orbit.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which is just this beautiful way of describing the celestial dance
Uh-huh.
that's happening above us.
Right.
Like, we don't even really think about it, do we?
No, we don't. We totally take it for granted.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and when we look at that dance,
Uh-huh.
most planets and stars, even entire galaxies,
Well,
move counterclockwise.
counterclockwise.
Yeah.
And now think about the tawaf,
Yes.
the circling of the Kaaba
During Hajj.
during Hajj.
Yes.
It's also counterclockwise.
Precisely.
Right.
So we have this visual parallel,
Yeah.
the universe revolving around a central point, and humanity doing the same around the Kaaba.
Yeah.
I mean, it begs the question, is this just coincidence?
Yeah.
Or is there a deeper harmony
Or is there something more?
at play here?
Yeah.
It's fascinating, right?
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
Right. Like, wow, okay. And it doesn't stop there.
No.
Like, here's where it gets even wilder, is that this mirroring that we're seeing, it's not just on this grand scale.
Right.
It goes down.
It goes all the way down
To the tiniest
to the tiniest
levels
Yes.
of existence.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, think about the structure of an atom, right?
Yeah.
You got the electrons whirling around the nucleus, again, in a counterclockwise direction.
Wow, that is.
I know. It's mind-blowing.
It really is.
It's like this replication
Yeah.
of the same pattern
Yeah.
from the vast cosmos down to the subatomic world.
It's incredible.
It makes you wonder, like, what is the Kaaba's place
Yeah. Yeah.
in all of this?
Is there a term for that kind of central point?
There is.
Right.
Yeah.
Like something that connects these different realms of existence, right?
Uh-huh.
Like from the tiny to the huge, the macro, the micro. Is there like a term for that?
I think many cultures call it
Uh-huh.
the axis mundi,
Axis mundi.
like a link
Okay.
between heaven and earth.
Yeah.
And the question is, could the Kaaba be an example of that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Could the Kaaba be?
there's certainly a compelling case
Yeah.
to be made.
I'm all ears.
Okay.
Lay it on me. All right. So let's look at Beit al-Mamur.
Beit al-Mamur.
Beit al-Mamur.
Okay.
It's described in the Quran
Uh-huh.
as a structure in the seventh heaven,
Seventh heaven.
directly above the Kaaba,
Wow.
and constantly visited
Okay.
by angel.
By angels.
So it's like a celestial blueprint,
Uh.
a prototype
Uh-huh.
for the Kaaba on earth.
Oh, wow. So we have this incredible imagery, right? Like angel
Angels,
circling,
yes.
Beit al-Mamur
Beit al-Mamur,
in the heavens.
yes.
Mirroring
Mirroring.
what Muslims do around the Kaaba here on earth. It reinforces this idea
Yeah.
of a vertical connection,
Yeah.
this cosmic axis
Uh-huh.
with the Kaaba
At its focal point.
as its focal point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bridging the earthly
Uh-huh.
and the divine.
It's pretty amazing.
It is amazing.
I'm already feeling my perspective shift.
It's cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
but this deep dive goes even further.
Okay.
There's a mathematical element here too.
There is.
Right.
Yes.
Something about the golden ratio.
There is. And it's incredibly intriguing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the Quran, the very first house of worship is said to be in Mecca, which is Mecca.
Uh-huh.
And this is mentioned in Surah Ali Imran,
Okay.
verse 96.
Verse 96.
Now hold on to your hats,
Okay.
because this is where it gets interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
The ratio of letters before the word Baka to the total letters
Mm-hmm.
in this verse is almost exactly the golden ratio.
Wait. So the very words that are used to describe the origin of the Kaaba
Yes.
contain this mathematical wonder,
Yes.
the golden ratio.
Yes. It's amazing, isn't it?
Tell me more. Tell me more about this golden ratio.
Okay.
Like it seems way more than just some number.
It really is. The golden ratio is about 1.618.
Yep.
And it's this special proportion
Okay.
that's found throughout the universe.
Wow.
From the spirals of galaxies
Yeah.
to the arrangement of petals in a flower.
Mm-hmm.
It's linked to this sense of beauty,
Yeah.
harmony, kind of a mathematical elegance
Yeah.
woven into the fabric of reality.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So we're talking cosmic proportions here.
Yes.
Where do we see this golden ratio playing out in
Okay.
the universe?
Let's start with the grandest.
Okay.
Scale imaginable.
Yeah.
Spiral galaxies.
Okay.
Like our own Milky Way.
Yeah.
Their arms, the way they unfold, they follow
Okay.
a logarithmic spiral,
Okay.
which is directly connected
Yeah.
to the golden ratio.
So even galaxies follow this mathematical blueprint.
They do.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about our own solar system?
Okay.
Right, like any golden ratio magic happening closer to home.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Johannes Kepler, a brilliant astronomer,
Okay.
was obsessed
Uh-huh.
with this idea that planetary orbits had a hidden mathematical harmony.
Okay.
And it turns out the distances between planets and the sun
Uh-huh.
often approximate the golden ratio.
Wow. So is this golden ratio like the cosmic conductor?
Yeah. I like
Keeping our solar system
that.
in sync.
In sync.
Like it sounds almost like a cosmic dance.
That's a great way to put it. And now hold on tight,
Okay.
because we're going even deeper.
Deeper.
Scientists studying black holes,
Oh, wow.
those enigmatic objects,
Mhm.
are finding hints of the golden ratio in their event horizons.
Black holes.
The point of no return.
And the golden ratio.
Yeah, right?
I need a moment
It's mind-blowing.
to let that sink in.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And here's something else.
Okay.
Physicist Max Tegmark
Okay.
believes the golden ratio
Uh-huh.
might be fundamental
Uh-huh.
to space-time itself.
Oh, wow.
So we're talking about the very fabric of reality
Yeah.
potentially being influenced
Wow.
by this proportion.
Okay. From galaxies to black holes, we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we have.
But before we go too far,
Uh-huh.
I got to ask,
Yeah,
where does the human body fit into all this?
you're absolutely right.
Right.
We have to bring it back to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are we also part of this?
Yes.
Golden ratio design?
You are absolutely right. The human body is a treasure trove
Okay.
of examples.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look at the proportions of your hand, the ratio of your forearm to your hand,
Okay.
even the arrangement of your finger bones.
Uh-huh.
They all exhibit the golden ratio.
So my hand
Yes.
is like a walking
It is.
art
Yes.
and a mathematical marvel.
Yes, it is.
What else? What
Oh,
else?
there's so much.
Really?
So let's take a closer look at those hand bones.
Okay.
They follow a sequence
Uh-huh.
called the Fibonacci sequence,
The Nazi sequence.
where each number
Uh-huh.
is the sum of the two preceding ones.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8,
Yeah.
and so on.
I've heard of this.
And guess what?
Hmm.
As you go further along the sequence, the ratio
Uh-huh.
between consecutive numbers gets closer
Uh-huh.
and closer
Yeah.
to, you guessed it, the golden ratio.
So my hand isn't just following the golden ratio.
Uh-huh.
It's a living, breathing
It is.
Fibonacci spiral.
You got it.
This is incredible. Is there more?
Oh, there's much more.
Oh, wow.
The golden ratio is present in the proportions of your torso,
Uh-huh.
contributing to what we perceive as balanced
Okay.
and aesthetically pleasing. But it gets even more fascinating when we look at your heart.
Don't leave me hanging.
Okay.
What about my heart?
The structure of your heart,
Uh-huh.
the way the ventricles are shaped, the muscle fibers,
Uh-huh.
it all exhibits patterns aligned with the golden ratio.
No way.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah. This proportion is linked to efficient blood flow.
Uh-huh.
And get this, even the rhythm
Okay.
of your heartbeat,
Uh-huh.
the very essence of your being,
Yeah.
follows a fractal pattern connected to the Fibonacci sequence
Wow.
and the golden ratio.
This is mind-blowing.
I know.
My heart is a fractal golden ratio masterpiece.
That's right.
This deep dive is full of surprises.
I told you.
And the wonders don't stop there.
They don't.
Even the very blueprint of life. The DNA molecule has dimensions aligned with the golden ratio.
Yeah.
It's as though this mathematical code
Huh.
is woven into existence
Yes.
at every level.
At every level, yeah.
From galaxies to black holes
Huh.
to the very essence of who we are.
Yes.
It all comes back to this golden ratio.
It does.
So I love these deep dives.
Back to.
But we can't forget about Mecca.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like, is its location on Earth also tied to all of this?
Yeah. That's the question, isn't it? Is it
Yeah.
solely spiritual?
Yeah.
Or is there a deeper connection?
Yes, there's something more going on here.
Exactly. So remember how Muslims face Mecca during prayer
Yeah.
and the annual Hajj pilgrimage
Wow.
drawing millions to this central point.
Huh?
But there's evidence suggesting that Mecca might also be
Yeah.
the golden mean point.
Of Earth. Golden mean point of Earth.
It's like the golden ratio,
Okay.
but applied to our planet's geography.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're saying the location of Mecca itself
Uh-huh.
is mathematically special.
It seems that way.
Really?
Yeah. If you measure the distance from Mecca to the North Pole
Okay.
and then to the South Pole,
Uh-huh.
the ratio between those distances
Yeah.
is incredibly close to the golden ratio.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Okay.
Give me the numbers.
About 7,624 kilometers to the North Pole
Okay.
and 12,390 kilometers to the South Pole.
The South Pole.
Divide those,
Okay.
and you get about 1.625.
Wow.
Remarkably close to the golden ratio of
Yeah.
1.618.
That's really close.
I know, right?
Oh,
And if you flip that ratio,
okay.
South Pole distance divided by North Pole distance,
Huh.
you get about 0.615.
Okay.
Almost exactly the reciprocal of the golden ratio.
No way.
Yes.
So Mecca
Yeah.
is dividing the Earth
Uh-huh.
in a way that reflects this golden ratio.
Yes.
But is there more to it
Yeah.
than just the poles?
There is. Okay. Remember how we talked about the Earth's circumference?
Yeah.
Well, the ratio between the circumference at Mecca's latitude and the total circumference at the equator
Yeah.
also aligns with the golden ratio.
So Mecca is like this perfectly placed point
Yeah.
on Earth's surface.
It's like a point of balance,
Yeah.
reflecting this incredible mathematical proportion.
So Mecca isn't just spiritually central for Muslims.
Right.
It's geographically and mathematically central too.
It seems that way.
This is blowing my mind wide open.
It's amazing, right?
We need to talk more about the golden ratio itself.
Okay.
You mentioned it's found all over nature.
Yeah.
Can you give us some examples that are easy to picture?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the most visually stunning examples
Uh-huh.
is the nautilus shell.
Okay, the nautilus shell.
If you cut one in half and look at the spiral,
Yeah.
it follows a logarithmic spiral,
Okay.
meaning it grows at a constant rate,
Uh-huh.
and the ratio between each chamber of the nautilus shell is, you guessed it,
Yeah.
the golden ratio.
So the nautilus shell is literally growing
Mm-hmm.
according to this mathematical blueprint.
It is.
That's wild. What else?
Look at a sunflower.
A sunflower. Okay.
The seeds aren't scattered randomly.
Uh,
They form these beautiful spiral patterns,
okay.
both clock and counterclockwise.
Mm-hmm.
And the number of spirals in each direction
Yeah.
often corresponds to consecutive numbers
Wow.
in the Fibonacci sequence.
Wait, so those sunflower spirals are like
Yeah.
a hidden Fibonacci code?
They are.
Amazing.
Exactly. And remember how we talked about
Yeah.
the Fibonacci sequence being closely related to the
Oh.
golden ratio?
Yeah.
Well, the sunflower spirals are a perfect example
Yeah.
of that connection in the real world.
This is making me want to go on a nature walk
Yeah.
and start counting spirals on everything.
Do it.
Any other examples
Here.
that might surprise our listeners?
Let's take a look at your face.
My fit.
The proportions of the human face,
Okay.
the spacing of the eyes, nose, and mouth
Uh-huh.
often adhere to the golden ratio.
Okay.
It's one of the reasons why certain faces are perceived as more beautiful or harmonious.
I never thought I'd be analyzing my face
Right.
for mathematical proportions.
I know. It's interesting, though, isn't it?
But it makes sense. Like beauty seems to be
Yeah.
inherently linked to this golden ratio.
It really does. And it's not just the human face.
Okay.
The proportions of the human body, the ratio of your height to your arm span,
Okay.
the length of your forearm to your hand,
Uh-huh.
even the shape of your ear.
Wow.
These often exhibit the golden ratio.
So our bodies are like walking, talking expressions
Yes.
of the golden ratio.
That's a great way to put it.
But we've been talking about the golden ratio as this
Yeah.
beautiful, harmonious thing.
Right.
Does it have any practical applications?
Um,
Or is it just about aesthetics?
That's a great question. The golden ratio has surprisingly many practical applications,
Oh,
particularly in art, architecture, and design.
I'm all ears.
Okay.
Tell me more.
Think about the ancient Greeks
Uh-huh.
and their obsession with perfection
Okay.
and balance.
Uh-huh.
They incorporated the golden ratio
Yeah.
into their sculptures, their temples,
Wow.
even the layout of their cities.
Okay.
The Parthenon in Athens is a classic example.
Parthenon, yeah.
Its proportions are based on the golden ratio,
Uh-huh.
and it's considered one of the most beautiful
Uh,
and harmonious structures ever built.
I've always been mesmerized by the Parthenon,
Beautiful.
knowing that it's based on the golden ratio.
Yeah.
Just adds another layer of appreciation.
It really does. And the golden ratio is still used today
Oh, wow.
by architects and designers
Wow.
to create spaces that are visually pleasing,
Okay.
balanced, and harmonious.
Sort of like a timeless principle
Yeah.
that transcends cultures and time periods.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just buildings.
Okay.
The golden ratio is also used in photography, painting,
Huh.
and even graphic design
Yeah.
to create aesthetically pleasing compositions
Yeah.
that draw the viewer's eye naturally.
It's just a secret code
Yeah.
that's been hidden in plain sight all along.
I know, right?
We've covered so much ground in this deep dive.
Yeah, we have.
From the golden ratio in nature to
Yeah.
the structure of the Kaaba to
Yeah.
its potential location on Earth.
Right.
Is there anything else you want to touch on before we move on?
Yeah, it's important to remember
Right.
that this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
Our exploration of the Kaaba
Mm-hmm.
has revealed a potential tapestry
Okay.
of science, spirituality, and
Yeah.
mathematics,
Uh-huh.
all intertwined
Wow.
in this ancient structure.
Yeah.
In the final part of our deep dive,
Right.
we're going to take everything we've explored so far
Uh-huh.
and connect it to an even grander perspective.
Ooh. I love it when things get philosophical.
Right.
I'm ready to dive in.
Okay.
Deep divers, buckle up.
Yeah.
We've been on an incredible journey exploring the Kaaba, from its potential as a cosmic axis
Right.
to its geographic location aligned with the golden ratio.
Right.
And now we're about to venture into even more mind-bending territory,
Yeah.
the nature of reality itself.
I know. It's exciting, isn't it?
I love it.
It's fascinating.
This is great. So
Yeah.
it's truly fascinating to consider that our understanding of reality might be
Yeah.
far more limited
It's limited.
than we realize, right?
Yeah.
We've been talking about the Kaaba
Right.
as this point of convergence for heaven and earth. But what if there are other dimensions
Yes.
beyond those that we're only beginning to grasp?
I mean, that's a big question.
Okay, now you're really pushing the limits of my imagination. What are these other dimensions?
Yeah.
And how might the Kaaba be connected to them?
Okay, so in physics, string theory
String theory, okay.
proposes that there are actually many more dimensions
Okay.
than the 3 spatial dimensions
Right.
and 1 time dimension that we experience
Yeah.
in our everyday lives.
Yeah.
These extra dimensions are thought to be
Okay.
curled up,
Okay.
hidden from our direct perception,
Okay.
but they could still be influencing the universe in profound ways.
So you're saying our reality
Mm-hmm.
is just a tiny slice of a much larger multi-dimensional reality. It's like those sci-fi movies where they talk about parallel universes.
Yeah, it's not as far-fetched as it sounds.
Okay.
Some physicists believe that these extra dimensions might intersect
Okay.
at specific points
Uh-huh.
in our 3-dimensional space,
Okay.
creating what are called singularities.
Singularities.
Yeah.
And you're thinking the Kaaba could be one of these singularities, a place where these different dimensions converge.
It's certainly a possibility worth exploring.
Yeah.
If the Kaaba is indeed a point of such profound mathematical and spiritual significance,
Uh-huh.
it's not inconceivable that it could also be a point where these extra dimensions intersect,
Wow.
creating a kind of portal or
A
gateway
gateway
to other realms.
to other realms.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely pushing the boundaries of what I thought was possible.
That's wild, isn't it?
But I'm keeping an open mind here. So, you mentioned sacred geometry earlier.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is and how it relates to all of this?
Okay, so sacred geometry is the study of geometric shapes and patterns and their symbolic meanings.
Okay.
It's been used for centuries in spiritual traditions all over the world
Uh-huh.
to represent the order and harmony
Yeah.
of the universe. And the golden ratio, with its perfect proportions,
Yeah.
is a key element of sacred geometry.
So you're saying the Kaaba, with its alignment with the golden ratio and its potential connection to these multiple dimensions,
Yeah.
could be seen as an expression of sacred geometry,
Yeah.
like a physical manifestation of these cosmic principles.
Absolutely. Its structure, its placement on Earth, its role as a focal point for prayer and pilgrimage, all of these point to a deeper level of meaning.
Yeah.
that transcends the purely physical. It's like the Kaaba is a bridge between the seen and the unseen.
Wow.
The material and the spiritual.
This is giving me a whole new perspective on the Tawaf.
Yeah.
It's not just about walking around a structure.
Right.
It's about aligning ourselves with something much larger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Tawaf can be seen as a meditation in motion,
Uh-huh.
a way of attuning ourselves to the rhythms of the universe.
Ah.
As we circle the Kaaba,
Yeah.
we're not just moving in space,
Right.
but perhaps also through these unseen dimensions we've been discussing.
It's almost like a cosmic dance, connecting us to something beyond our everyday perception.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And the golden ratio, with its presence in the proportions of the Kaaba and the earth itself, serves as a constant reminder of the harmony and balance that underlies all of creation.
Wow. I'm starting to see the Kaaba in a whole new light.
Yeah.
It's not just a building. It's a symbol, a gateway, maybe even a reflection of the universe itself.
It's powerful.
It's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And perhaps, just perhaps, it's a reminder that we are all interconnected.
Yes.
Not just to each other,
Yeah.
to something far greater
Yes.
than we can imagine.
Beautiful.
Deep divers, I don't know about you, but my mind is officially blown. We've gone from the golden ratio in nature to the structure of the Kaaba
Right.
to the mind-boggling possibility of multiple dimensions. And it all seems to point back to this profound sense of interconnectedness,
Yes.
of something larger at play. We may never have all the answers, but that's the beauty of it, right?
Exactly. That's what keeps us going.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep searching for those hidden connections. Until next time, keep diving deep. Kind of like, I don't know, the foundation,
Yeah, the cornerstone.
the cornerstone of Islamic practice,
Absolutely, yeah.
So
Once again, everyone, this is our sister channel, Science Podcast 76, launched a few months ago. Here we review chapters of the Quran in very simple terms. Trust me, it got a wealth of knowledge. The YouTube channel link is given below for you to take a peek. Please like, subscribe, and share with others in order to spread the word.